And we're live. And then I'm going to share my screen. Here we are. So we have two learning targets today. And the first is I can explain internet privacy and its effects. And the second is I can find and modify settings on a browser and in Google to protect my privacy. So first things first. Let's talk about the internet. Let's review it. And what is the internet? Now, I sent everyone a link to this slideshow. I'll send it to our Zoom chat right now. Now you can edit. Okay? So this is what I'd like you to do. I'm going to duplicate the slide right now. And each one of you is going to have a slide.
Yeah.
So Sandy slide.
You can click on this.
And this is Valoni slide.
Yeah.
Valoni slide. Then we have the Ashley slide. And we'll have the Kirsten slide. So on these slides, if you'll do me a favor, can you find a picture of the internet and put it on the slide? I'll say it again. So each of you has a slide on this slideshow. Can you find a picture of what you think the internet is and put it on the slide? Okay. I'll give myself a slide as well. And I'll show you how you can easily find a picture. Okay, this is the David slide. So you can go to Insert Images. You can search the web. Okay. So you can actually find a picture from Google Slides. You go to Insert Image, and then search the web, and then you can search whatever you want. What do I want to see? World Wide Web. What does that look like? Ooh, that doesn't look like the internet. Okay, so find a picture of the internet, what you think the internet is, and put it on your slide. Gosh, all these things.
That's
That's nice. I like that.
But they look like this. We'll try. Yeah, we can try. Yeah, it'll be faster.
Good.
Oh no, internet. Oh, internet. Picture. Backspace. Huh? Backspace. Oh, backspace. No, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we're internet. Yeah. What's going to the internet? We're trying to find a picture of what the internet is, right? The flowers, oh, the animal. No, we're find a picture of the internet. If we
Just reviewing right now. Warming up and reviewing.
Done. Yeah. Well, okay, so you can look at images. Oh. Yeah. So maybe choose one of these photos and then save it. This one. Oh, this one. Just one. I didn't try this one. Okay. And then, do you remember how to save that image? Yep. And then we can put it in pictures maybe. Yeah. And then save it. Yep. And then if we go back to the slides now that they did share. And he said that you have your own slide.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere. This one is Sandy, and then maybe the next one.
I'm this one.
Yeah.
Oh, Dennis there.
Yeah. So this one is your slide because your name's here.
Going to be.
Yeah. So that's that image.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Sandy's got her picture of the internet.
Because you already
Wow, there's
saved
so many
it.
things in her picture.
And then do you remember where you
Okay.
saved it?
Kirsten's got her picture
Right now we're looking at
of the
desktop.
internet.
So
This one.
The title, Where the
No,
Web
no, no.
do you remember where we saved it just now? We saved it under pictures.
Television.
Yeah. So
This one.
double click.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Ooh, thanks. Is that you, Lonnie? I see something here now. Ooh, yeah, got some people. Someone's sitting on the internet, it seems. Someone's like sitting
And connect to
on the internet. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, nice job, guys, or gals.
Oh, just
Excellent.
there.
Different pictures. You can
Connect
look
to
at
the
that.
app.
Yeah, that's right. So we found our pictures, and that was a review. So we have some understanding of what the internet is. And now we're going to go to our next term, which is browser. Repeat after me, browser. Browser. Now, how do people actually get to the internet? So how do we go from a person, I'm going to draw a stick figure now on the screen. So how do we go from a person here,
Where's our Zoom video?
person, how do we go from the person to the internet? And one thing that we need to actually look at the internet is some kind of window into the internet. Okay? So in order to actually look into the internet, we need a window of something. Let's just use this window. Window. We have a window. Great. So in order to look into the internet, we need some kind of window into the internet. So what we call that window to the internet, we call it a browser. So I'm just going to just make that, refresh that. Okay. So we have the internet. Super. Then we have the browser. And the browser enables us to look into the internet. So we all need browsers, or we can use browsers to look into the internet. Draw a picture. Again, draw my next little picture. Here we are. So we have person looks into the browser, and the browser actually looks into the internet. So we had this lesson where we saw that there are different types of windows or browsers that look into the internet. So each browser may look into the internet in a different way. Okay? So if we look at the next slide, what internet browsers do you use? There could be more than one, and you might want to complete the table. I'll say it again. So on slide 9, you see a table. You see name. You see people's names. You see Sandy, you see Lonnie, you see Ashley, Kirsten, and David. Then we see a question. What internet browsers do you use? So Sandy would write her answer in this box. And Lonnie, you will write your answer here in this box. Okay? I will write my answer over here. All right? So take a moment and fill in the box.
Oh, it's the internet browser like
Yeah. So now you
Like
have to go
Google.
back to your.
the
Let's go back to. How do we go back? Um,
okay.
I don't know. I need to see where is your. How do we? No. Sandy, do you know how to access the like the normal? Like I want to see the Lonnie's Chrome.
Lonnie's Chrome?
Yeah, this is showing David's screen.
Oh,
This is also showing David's screen. Oh, so you
Yeah.
just double click it.
no, I think we could expand it to fill up the whole screen.
Safari.
This is first.
Stars.
So here, then you can
Alt tab. Okay.
alternate. And then put the version.
Tab.
Just
There we go. So if you go back to the now, if you scroll down, you can type in
this one.
this one.
Yes.
Click on the window. Yeah, and then you can fill in your answer.
Chrome and Safari.
What do you use?
The pink. What's the name before?
Bing?
Bing. Yeah.
Or
Yahoo. Apa namanya? Yahoo lah. Is Yahoo is
so remember you gotta click. Yeah.
Hello.
But the English, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the English, so
So for language, you really need to go over here.
yeah.
And to English. English you. Yeah. I'll bring it to the US. Yeah.
We're going to get to that shortly. We're going to get to that shortly.
Okay.
We're starting our review.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a good point.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at slide 9.
It's okay.
Again, we're looking at an internet browser. And with a browser, we can browse. That means to look through. It's like a window to the internet. And if we look at our responses, we see many of us use Chrome.
Chrome.
This is Chrome. This thing with these buttons, the red, yellow, green, this is Chrome. This thing that I'm moving right now is Chrome. It's the window to the internet. Okay? And then there's some other browsers. I use Safari. Let me show you Safari. This is Safari. This is another window to the internet. This is not the internet. What I'm shaking right now is not the internet. It's not a window to the internet. This is a window to the internet. Safari. This thing. Okay? So this is in the internet. This thing is in the internet. This thing is not in the internet. This thing is on my, physically in this computer. It's in here. Okay? So it's different. So again, what Yahoo is, it's a search engine. Okay? So let's just quickly, we're going to do this. Repeat after me, search engine. Search engine. Okay? Now, a search engine, you can find a search engine within a browser. Oftentimes, the search engine and the browser are one thing. Okay, so first, Bob needs to look through a browser. Then Bob can actually use a search engine. All right. So, search engine. Okay. So we have a search engine. So we can use a search engine through a browser. And the search engine's a tool within the browser to help us dig through the internet. So the browser is the window, the search engine is like a lens that we can use to look through the internet.
Yeah,
So, lens. Okay, let's use this one. All right. So search engine is like a lens by which we can see certain things, focus on certain things in the internet. All right, so now that we're on that, let's actually add one more question. Which search engines do you use? Since we're on that, let's actually insert a column to the right. All right. Which search engines ones do you use?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, Loni, you can write Yahoo.
Yeah.
All right. Google.
And
But I also use
on this up. So can you try putting these together? All untapped. All untapped together. Yeah, together. Yeah.
So now we see, yes, Yahoo is a search engine, so is Google and Bing, DuckDuckGo, super duper. And internet browsers and search engines are often one. So this is the search engine. Okay. I mean, this is the browser. This is Chrome. And the Google search engine should be over here in the search bar. Okay, so let me quickly, what are we looking for? Search engine. Okay. Oh, but curiously, the results aren't from Google. They're from DuckDuckGo. Because teacher David changed it. He changed the search engine. Okay. So going back to the slide, oftentimes internet browsers and search engines are one. So again, this is Google Chrome. This is the DuckDuckGo search engine. And this is the internet. Okay. Any questions? So again, Bob wants the internet. So he's going to have to browse, search engine, internet. That's what many people do every moment. All right, here we go. Now let's actually talk about what we see. What do we actually see in the internet? And in our previous lessons, we saw that if depending on the browser that we use and the search engine that we use, we may see something. If we use a different browser and a different search engine, we may see something else. If we use this browser and another search engine, we may see even something else. So depending on the browser and the search engine, we may see different things. But there's also another important factor that affects what we see. See, vision is not unidirectional, it's bidirectional. The internet watches us too. It watches us. The internet watches us. It's very interesting. Okay. So as much as Bob is going through his browser and search engine and the internet, the search engine, and the browser are watching us. They watch everything that we do. Every click, every moment is recorded. So it watches us too. Okay? So again, vision is bidirectional. It's Bob is looking at the internet through a browser and search engine. At the same time, the browser and the search engine and the internet are looking at and recording everything that we do. Now, why does it do that? There are many reasons why. One is it doesn't know why, but it'll figure out later what to do. The other reason is sometimes a lot of things on the internet are free. It seems free for Bob, but actually we need money. And where does the money come from? The money comes from marketing, selling data, selling ads. So the internet may seem free, but someone's actually got to pay for it. And it comes from doing things based on, or it comes from the internet watching us. So the internet watching us and changing how the internet watches us is called privacy. Okay? So repeat after me. Privacy. Privacy. Privacy is affecting how the internet watches us. So if we don't understand that the internet and search engines and browsers watch us, we don't understand privacy. So people who don't understand bi-directional vision probably don't understand privacy. So privacy is really important because if we change how the internet and search engines and browsers watch us, it actually changes how we see the internet too. Okay, but, I mean, it's hard for me to explain it conceptually, and it's limited here through this slide, but actually, if we change what the internet and search engines and browsers can see, then it will also change what we see. All right, so that's the third thing. First, depending on the browser, it changes what we see on the internet. 2, depending on the search engine, it changes what we see on the internet. 3, depending on what we allow browsers, search engines, and internet to see from us, changes what we actually see on the internet. So all of this actually shapes the internet experience. All right? So I'm just going to just write that down, these 3 bullet points. Okay. I think they're actually really important. How the internet, what shapes what we see on the internet. I mean, let's say browser, okay, and then search engine, and then privacy. Okay? What we allow the browser, the internet, browser, and search engine to see. And I'm going to get rid of these things here. I'll give you a clear example. I'm going to give you a very, very clear example. Let's go to my YouTube. This will be interesting. It's a very clearest as day example. Why? I'm going to draw some arrows here. Why do I have an HSBC ad? Why do I have Backyard MMA? Why do I have something about Hong Kong U here? Why do I have CNBC ads here? Why do I have this video here? They're all recommended. Why do I actually see this? Right? Why? Now, 1, it's because of my search, or it's because of my web browser. And 2, more importantly, it's because of what YouTube and other companies see about me. So if we go to, for instance, Sandy's YouTube, I think her videos will be very different. Because Sandy is not David. David is not Sandy. So what the internet sees about Sandy is different from what the internet sees about David. So what we actually see on YouTube is different. Now, if we wanted it to be more similar, we would have to increase our privacy. Right, so again, I'll say it again. YouTube gives me these recommendations because it's and the browser and other things see. They see what I watch. They see other things about my behavior on the internet. And so it gives me things like HSBC ads. So to just add a little more, many people have jobs, and their job is to see us. So for instance, let's go back to this. David's best friend works for a company in Chicago. And his job, he's a scientist. His job is to look through the internet, the search engine, and browsers, and to find people. Okay? I'm going to, I'm not sure, I need to actually, I'm going to draw it here. So I'm going to draw the picture. People. I'm just going to draw that slide. And here's Sandy. And here's Lonnie. Here's Ashley. Kirsten. And we all have different web browsers. Browser. We have different search engines. Different browsers. Different search engines. And we have the internet. Let's say here's YouTube. What kind of clothing are you wearing? Jeans, Nike. What kind of clothing are you wearing, Ashley? Okay, so Sandy uses this browser, is looking for some clothing, stumbles upon Nike. And Ashley uses this browser, uses the search engine, stumbles upon H&M, stumbles upon Nike. So the internet also looks back, right? They're looking in, and people are looking back. And my best friend, his job is he gets the information from YouTube, looking back, Nike looking back, H&M looking back. He gets all of the information from all of the internet looking back at people, and he tries to figure out who the people are. So let's say, look, Ashley was looking at Nike, and Ashley was looking at H&M. But Nike doesn't know that Ashley's looking at H&M. So you need someone to figure out, if you get all of the data, what they're looking at. But actually, wait a second, this person was looking at Nike and H&M, that person's Ashley. Now we found her, then we can sell the data back to them, and then they can give a different internet experience. Okay, so a lot of people have jobs, and their job is to look back at people and figure out who the people are, so then they can start changing the internet when you start looking in. Again, it's bi-directional vision. You're looking at the internet, they're looking at you, and then if they figure out who you are, then they change what you look at. So, anyway, that's it's very conceptual, but again, it's important about privacy. The whole purpose of privacy is it affects what you allow the internet search engine browser to see you, and then it'll affect what you actually see. Right? Okay. So let's go to our last thing. Last thing for today. Settings. Repeat after me. Settings. Settings. So I think all of us like to eat, and I'm going to get a picture, draw up a picture here. Table settings. Oh, favorite table settings. Oh, super. Let's just use this. Okay. So we have a table setting here. And the verb or the action in settings is set. So you see some things here. See like a saucer, see some plates, see some forks, see some knives, see some cups. Look, do you see a coffee mug? Is there a coffee mug here? Person shaking her head no. I agree, there's no coffee mug. So can the person who is given these forks, knives, cups, plates, drink from a coffee mug? If they're sitting at this table, can they drink from a coffee mug? Yes.
No. Is it available?
If it's available. But do you see a coffee mug here? No. They can't drink from a coffee mug. Okay. So settings means you give the search engine or the browser or the internet certain things, and they can only use those things. Those things affect how they see you. Okay, so the setting means, look, if I want to be at this table and I want to eat with chopsticks, I can't because I wasn't given chopsticks. Look, if I want to drink from a coffee mug, I can't drink from a coffee mug because they didn't give me a coffee mug. The same thing happens with the internet. If you only give them certain things, they can only use those things to see you. Okay? Usually by default, we give them everything, so they can use everything to see us. Okay? So that's why we have to change the settings. If you want people to eat with chopsticks, you have to give them chopsticks. If you want to drink from a coffee mug, you have to give them a coffee mug. So if you want the internet to see you in a certain way, you have to let them do it. Okay? Any questions?
You don't understand. Yeah, makes sense.
Now I'm just going to add, based on our settings. Okay, so again, we give the internet, the search engine, the browser, permission to do certain things. We just give them stuff. Usually we give them everything. If you start taking away stuff, then they have less stuff by which they can see us. Okay. So, question. on this internet browser, where are the settings? Let's actually go to, hi Loni. Loni, can you share your screen and show us your browser settings?
Just going down here. I think it's the one on the right. The green one. Can you try that? Wait. Yeah. Chrome. Your Chrome. Yep. Yep.
Right. Okay. So you're looking at the internet right now. Oh, super. And you're looking at it through a web browser. So where are the settings for your web browser?
Where do you think the settings are?
Where do you think you could find it?
Take us through.
Listen here.
I'll give you a hint. These things here, if you look at my arrows, these are not the settings for the web browser. These are the settings for Google Slides. This is the internet.
New tab. Yeah. But that's not settings. That's not settings. 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 From here.
You're in a web browser now. Where are the settings for the web browser?
This one not. This one is still in Google Docs, so it will not be on this page. It'll be above the page.
You're still inside the internet here, Loni. You're inside the internet here.
That means you're still looking at Google
You're
Docs.
still inside the internet here as well. You're still inside. You have to get outside the internet.
Almost. Very
Get
close.
outside the internet. Get to your web browser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, hello.
Good.
Oh my gosh, by the grace of the Lord Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Good. So you found the settings. Super duper. Okay. Now, I want to ask you another question. Did you log in to Google just now?
Just now. Yes. Oh, did you log in?
I'm not logging there.
Yeah, okay, you have. All right. Good.
But this is not your.
No. It's not.
This one. See, it's not
No,
logged.
it's not me now.
Uh-oh. Probably logged her out.
This one?
So Google thinks it's looking at Sienna, but it's actually looking
The
at
other
Loni.
people. Yeah.
Oh, but
What's this? Oh, this one? This other.
this one, right?
So that's another way to change your privacy is to use someone else's identity.
Yeah, I just
Identity, but this one,
Yeah.
for all I know, use it. So that's why.
Yeah, maybe
Only
the
this one.
person who uses
Yeah, the person use this one.
Okay. So you found your settings. Can you find the privacy settings now?
No.
Probably like this.
No. We're already on the settings
We're
page.
in the settings. We're already here.
Let's see.
Already in the settings.
Settings page.
Or in Chrome.
Privacy.
Settings.
Look, try looking here.
Yeah. Oh, it's on.
Good. Yeah, click on that. Super duper. Okay.
Yeah.
So you found the privacy and security settings. And now you can do things to limit what the internet and the browser see of you. So these are the mechanisms by which the internet, especially this browser, see you. They use these tools, these settings, to see you and everything that you do.
So making this. No, it's
Yeah, so privacy and security is part of your settings.
Yes. Okay. Now, let's go back to the internet. And can we go to your Google account and check the settings of your Google account?
Yeah, I use the
You
this
can
one.
go here already.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back in the internet. Here we are. A lot of different people here.
So,
You don't want to do that.
Don't
Don't
click
touch
it. Don't click it.
oh,
It's a lot.
You let the entire world see.
No, just. Let's see.
It's okay.
Why do you go in and you can change it?
contact.
Okay, you got Gmail? Okay. Can you go to your Google account? Right now we're in Gmail. Can you go to your Google? Yeah, hey, yeah, Google account. Go there. Go there.
This one.
Go there. Click on that.
Need to click.
So always click with this side. Click on this side.
Okay. You might want to manage your Google account. That's just a lot of words for settings.
Can you click on that?
This one. Manage the account.
Okay. Here we go. There's a lot here. Look at all of this. There's privacy everywhere. And security, which is a little different. But we're just talking about privacy now. You want to click on privacy and personalization.
Here.
Personalization refers to how the internet changes what you see. So there are different settings here. And we have to be careful too, because ultimately the internet wants to see as much as possible, which is why it uses confusing words and different words to confuse people so that they don't know what they're giving or we're allowing. Okay, so ultimately the objective of the internet is to see as much of us as possible. And so one way it does this is by language, by creating too much of a vocabulary test. So the activity controls are these settings, and we let them, right now, Google can see where you've been, what you've been doing on the internet and apps, and look at your history of YouTube videos. So it actually can look, you've given it permission to look at all of these things, to look at you through all of these things. And you can turn it off if you want. If you want. Right? Now, the way that Google sells it is by shape. Google wants to shape what you see. And Google thinks it's a really good thing. That's why it calls it personalization. If you let it look at everything that you do, then it may give you a more personal experience. That's different from the experience that Ashley or Kirsten or I would have. It's for you, because Google knows you so well. Okay, so that's your choice. Any questions? So anyway, so you can
the email, send something. And eventually from the email, I can on the Google.
So Lonnie is asking why she's getting emails from Google and YouTube in reference to her inbox.
Yeah, Gmail.
So that's a good question. There may be more than one answer. One possible answer is you have to opt out of receiving these emails. So whenever you sign up for something, a website for instance, there may be certain permissions you give them, certain settings you give them, and then you have to take away the settings. Like I said before, the job of the internet is to see you as much as possible. And when we have settings for the internet, usually we give them all the settings. And we have to take away the settings one by one. Okay, so maybe you have to unsubscribe from some mails because the internet subscribed you to some mails.
Yeah.
Any other questions? So again, the takeaway is the internet sees us as much as we see the internet. And the consequence is what we see as the internet is based on our browser, our search engine, and what the internet sees about us. And privacy is changing how the internet sees us.
Can you show us like how we can protect that?
Yeah. Because some people they take other privacy in in internet to take, right? Like they send somebody to chase and take the one.
One thing that I like doing, besides these Google privacy and changing the browser privacy, is using Incognito, private browsing. Private browsing, I think, is also very good for shopping because the internet sees so much of everyone, and each person, they can give us a personalized price for things like air tickets, other dynamic priced things. So you may use 2 different web browsers and get 2 different prices for an air ticket. So by not letting the internet see or see less of who we are, it may give us a better price. So that's one thing that's useful, using a private browsing window to do shopping.
Can you show us how to do that?
We can try an experiment.
This.
Exit full screen. And let's all go to, let's go to Google Flights. Okay, let's all actually just look for the same flight.
Yeah.
Flights.google.com. Let's just see if this works.
Can you go to okay. Here, huh? Okay. Like.google.com. Yeah. Can you click that? And that's it. Okay. So IGHES. Can we go to back here? Can you type in flights.google? No. Yeah. So HTS dot Google. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to flights.google.com, one of the first things that you may notice is there are suggestions. And again, just like YouTube, how does it suggest anything at all? Because it sees me. It sees. Google sees me. The web browser sees me. So why Kuala Lumpur?
Yeah.
Now, Teacher Sandy, do you have any suggested trips from Hong Kong?
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you share the screen? Let's just see your suggested trips.
This column.
Yeah, mine is.
Oh, so you're going to different places.
And Seoul.
Oh, yeah.
Your suggested trips are different from my suggested trips. And again, you have a more personalized. This person has different trips. Yes. Okay. So again, Google sees us, and therefore this is evidence that it sees us.
Yeah. Osaka.
Singapore. So Singapore.
Okay. So let's go somewhere.
Okay.
Kirsten, where are you going?
So
Okay, so let's go Hong Kong, Seoul. Let's type that in. When are we going?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay, so let's change it for March 5th, 16th. Okay, when are we returning? The day after. Okay.
Wow.
So, share the screen.
Sorry, could you repeat the dates again?
Yeah. So,
Tomorrow and then.
So change the date.
okay, Hong Kong to Seoul.
You click on it? Yeah. And then you
16th.
Seoul, Monday, March 16th
And then come back on the 17th.
to Tuesday the 17th. Let's see what we get.
And then
I wonder if we'll get the same stuff at the same price.
okay. No, 3,000. This one, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Change Airlines, Apple, Chrome. So,
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, probably similar.
Yeah.
3,000.
Yeah. What's the cheapest you guys see? China Airlines.
Airlines, China
Very
Airlines.
Yeah. And then followed by EVA Air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separate ticket bukit ke Hong Kong ya express kan airlines, right?
Anyway, you get the point that in terms of dynamic pricing, the more the internet knows about us, the more it can give us personalized prices. So, for instance, if we kept looking for same flights, it's possible that the airline would know too and change its pricing mechanism.
Yes, she's in the other room.
Thanks, Cardia. Thank you. Bye, Cardia. God bless you. So, using Incognito window, that might be helpful. Using different browsers might be helpful. Yeah. So, all of these affect how the internet sees us. Security is something for a different day. They're related, but privacy and security are different. Did I kind of address? I don't.
Maybe. But I guess this time too.
Yeah, but
I was thinking maybe you could show them how to do the Incognito window.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
computer shift view.
So if you go to File, Chrome, File, then you'll see New Incognito window. So
Window.
if you go to New, you've gone Incognito.
This is browsing privately.
So the browser won't save anything, including what we're looking at and tracking mechanisms and things we put in forms. Nonetheless, it warns us, all right, that the internet still might be able to see us. The people providing the internet, the infrastructure provider, may be able to see us. So at least for the browser, it won't look at us in a certain way. But the internet and the internet provider may still look at us. So almost all web browsers have this private browsing function. So while it limits what the browser can see, the internet can still see us. Okay, great. Any other questions?